Welcome to the Shut Your Mouth
Hey, yo.
Lounge. I am Alex, and Addie has interrupted me and will not say anything now. And there's also
Yes.
Pink.
Hey.
Hello. All right, Pink. What you got going up on your channel this week, man?
Oh, I don't have anything, I don't think.
Addie, what you got going on your channel this week, man?
So I didn't end up releasing Ghost of Tsushima because I released the full session of us playing Guilty Gear Strive instead.
Oh,
So I might start
Oh.
releasing Ghost of Tsushima, but before then I'll probably I'm planning on releasing shit on Friday. So before then I might just post links to it in the freaking Discord so y'all can check it out.
all right.
We'll see. But yeah, also that Strive gameplay got 1 view and it was me.
Ah.
And I don't care. It was hype.
All right. Anything
Like,
else?
Actually yes. So remember how I don't know if it was last week or a couple of weeks ago that I said, I might get back into writing reviews finally now that I'm feeling better about
Yeah.
life. Yeah, I finished writing a review, and
Yeah.
I might need one of you to help me with that because I need a second voice.
Okay.
Oh,
But yes, I actually did finish writing a review, and now I just need to gather the footage and then actually record it, edit it, and then upload it. Hopefully by March 28th, which is when I actually want to record it or when I want to publish it.
Okay. I see. Anything else?
No.
Okay. On my channel, I have been busy as fuck with schoolwork lately, so I have not been able to release nearly as much stuff as I wanted to. And I've also just kind of been running out of ideas for the Road to Warhammer 3 series. So if I feel like recording something, I might just put together like a real quick, like 1 hour, like LP of just one part. Again, just gonna stick to one part LPs for a while. I don't know. It's difficult to say. I'd like to get something done, but boy, oh boy, are things busy. And on the FOS group channel, we have got coming out this week, on Tuesday, King of Fighters 2002, me and Addie going at it in a game that had, once it actually has decent netcode.
whoa.
Yes, Ignis happened.
Yes, he most certainly did. The boss
Honestly,
characters
like,
did.
Ignis happened in that session, but then at the same time, my takeaway from that session was sexy Iori. I don't know why I turned Japanese there. Sexy, yeah, sexy Dayo.
Isn't Iori always sexy?
Well, yes, but do you not remember? Do you not remember his swing quote? Remember when you look at the moon, and he has his abs out. It's intimidating.
I remember when he pulls out his abs. I remember that part very well.
Yeah, his wing quote in that game is "Remember me when you look at the moon." And then I forget what it was. It's either KOF 15 or some other thing that's having like a crossover or something, or wanted to reference KOF. Had that as like a character motivation for one of the characters.
Ha!
No, actually, I think it might have been Kyo's video in KOF 15 referencing Kyo remembering Iori in the moon. I mean, then that's a good callback.
And on Friday, me and Goku and Mike playing Gang Beasts Part 2. I believe, Pink, you missed out on that session, right?
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, okay. Alright. So that's what's coming out on the group channel this week. Pink, what you been up to this past week, man?
All right, this week I did a lot of Hades. I'm on run 24, I want to say at this point. I did get up to the what I presume to be the final boss. So I came close.
Okay.
I just couldn't pull it out.
So you've done more runs than me, but at the same time, I've beaten him and you haven't. So we're now in a weird spot where
Correct.
you and I have simultaneously seen wholly different parts of the game now.
Correct.
So he's a bit of a fucker, ain't he?
Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. You'll find that when you get those 3 extra death defies, he burns through them real quick.
Yeah, he does. I only have 2 thus far, but yeah, he ate them up like nobody's business.
Yep.
It's like I had 2, I died once, and it was basically dying twice.
Mhm.
So, yep.
All of a sudden, I see the purpose of that damn Ares boon. That's like, hey, if you die in that room, deal 30% more damage when you get back up.
Yeah.
When I
That
first
would
saw
be
that, I was
nice.
like, wow, that sounds useless. Okay, so have you run into the friendly NPC in Elysium?
Yes, the nameless one.
Well, nameless for like the first time you talked to him, but not after that.
Yeah, I have not talking. I've only talked to him that once because I've only found him once. So at the moment, he is very nameless.
Okay, and they haven't filled in the diary entry for him, right?
No.
Okay, then I'm not going to talk about him further.
All right.
There was one thing I really wish I could had more time to play Hades. Because I didn't get to play it at all this week, but I did get spoiled on one particular thing. I got spoiled on what the hidden aspects of the weapons are. You have unlocked the weapon aspects, right?
Yes.
I got spoiled on what the hidden aspects of the weapons are, and I really now want to go back and fucking unlock all those hidden weapon aspects, because holy shit. And I am not going to spoil it for you, because it is a big surprise, but it's a really fun surprise.
All right.
And yeah, once you actually see Hades, that YouTuber that Addy said beat Hades in 11 runs, it starts to become a lot more impressive, don't he?
Oh yeah. No kidding.
Yeah. Okay, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How consistently do you take chaos boons when they pop up?
I honestly don't.
Really?
I do not. It's like to me the amount of health that I lose hasn't been worth any chaos boon I've acquired yet. So the first couple of times I would always go for chaos because I was like, okay, cool. I'm taking damage from this in order to get upgrades. It has to be a pretty good trade off, I would think. But thus far, none of the trade offs that I've gotten have really amounted to anything worthwhile. So I usually just straight up skip the chaos rooms.
Really? That's huh.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
always
I'm sure there are plenty of very good chaos boons that you can acquire. It's just all the ones that I acquired absolutely sucked. So it was like, yeah, didn't seem worth it.
have you given Chaos Nectar yet?
I have not.
Okay. Okay. So I don't think this one's that big of a spoiler. If the item that Chaos gives you in exchange for Nectar is an item that if you're wearing it, you don't take health damage. You don't take damage from entering the Chaos room.
Ah, that's nifty.
And
I'll have to try that next time.
I believe it also
See if any of
increases.
those boons are actually worth picking up. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good when you're first learning Chaos to go ahead and do that. Because there are sometimes, yeah, where I'd say there are some weapons in general I would say that benefit from it more than others. Because like
Mm.
my favorite Chaos boon that pops up repeatedly is like plus 70% or plus 80% damage on backstab, and that's fantastic
Ah,
for like the fists, but it's terrible for the
yeah.
bow. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
because if you've already got the fists out, you're probably dashing like mad to Dempsey roll them anyways. So better
Yep.
take it.
Yep.
Oh, okay. What's your favorite weapon so far? Now that you've got a while into the game.
So, honestly, I really hated that stupid trident thing at first, but I think that's become my favorite over time.
Really, I haven't got the swing of it yet.
Ah. And I think I mentioned the shield last time. That's still a favorite of mine.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I feel on the bow because sometimes I'm like, oh, this thing is absolute garbage. Why would I ever? How could I ever accomplish a run with it? Then other times it's like, I've made a lot of progress without taking any damage with the bow. So
Yeah.
maybe this is a very, very good option for me. So it's kind of in that all or nothing zone with the bow. It's like
It
you're gonna
is.
do very good with it, or you're gonna get annihilated.
It
And it won't be a good time.
It is, but I think the Daedalus hammer really helps with it, honestly.
Yes. I get the Daedalus hammer so rarely though, so is there a trinket that you can wear to spawn Daedalus hammers more often? Because I tend to get pretty screwed in all my runs, where I'll only get like one or two if I'm lucky.
I've not, if there is, I've not run into it. I imagine they would avoid it because Daedalus hammers are so good.
They are. That's probably why I like the Trident so much, not just for the base weapon, but I had a run where I got I want to say two Daedalus hammers. One was the what do they call it? I don't remember, but it's where your normal strike basically strikes in a triangle, not triangle, in a cone pattern. So it
Yeah.
strikes 3 areas. And then I got another upgrade where it was like your special does plus like 50% damage, and then when you recall it, it's got a 50% critical hit chance. So I was like, okay, that's very good.
Ooh, stack that with some Artemis buffs and it gets crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, I really enjoy all the upgrades that the Daedalus Hammer offers. I think that's one of the funnest items to come across in the game because it can so radically change what you're doing in any given run. And I think
Yeah,
that's really exciting.
yeah, it really makes it feel like with every weapon, like you've only experimented with just a fraction of what it can do until you try out all the Daedalus
Yeah.
hammers, you know?
Yeah.
That's not even getting into the differing combinations of Daedalus hammers and God boons.
Right.
There is one, I want to say, the bow's second aspect, I think, is the aspect of Chiron, right?
Correct.
And that one makes it so that your arrows hone in on enemies. When you do the rapid fire, when you do the rapid fire 30 shot special, right?
Yeah.
It makes it where the shots hone in on enemies. And I picked up a Daedalus hammer thing that made it where every consecutive arrow that hits an enemy does more damage.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
easy mode activated.
And then I picked up I think I picked up an Artemis buff that also increases the crit chance on specials.
Oh man.
Uh-huh, that was devastating.
Yeah.
But you need diversity. I wound up going so hard on that, but you kind of need diversity when you go up against the big man himself, and I didn't. So whenever he'd bring out those big fucking nuke skulls, I was just terrible at getting them.
Yeah. I can imagine that.
Because the arrows just went for Hades instead, and it was like, oh fuck!
This isn't what I wanted.
Yeah. And some things are so deadly against the bow. There are some enemies that are just mincemeat for the bow, and you can just pound them away at them. There are some enemies that are a fucking menace for the bow, and the skulls are a menace to the bow.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah. Okay, Who is your favorite of the NPCs so far?
Cerberus.
Cerberus.
I'll be honest, man. When he pops up towards the end in the sticks, I was like, "Oh no, I can't do this." But then they kind of swerve it, and they're like, "Yeah, you don't have to fight
Yeah.
Cerberus. It's good." It's like, "Oh, thank you, game."
I like how they at one point even directly say Cerberus has gotten soft in his old age.
Yeah.
Sometimes seemingly literally soft in his old age.
Yeah, he's pretty fluffy.
Yeah. I gotta admit, I'm pretty, I forgot what I was going to say. Anyways, quickly, take it away before my brain rots.
Let's take it away. So, yeah, I got wrecked by Hades. The farthest I made it with any weapon thus far has just been the basic Stygian blade. So,
It's basic, but it's
I
good.
mean, that was a little. Yeah, it's good, but I kind of figured I'd do well with the weapons I had to unlock. But apparently, I did a lot better with Stygian Blade.
They're all equal.
And funnily enough, the god who carried me through that game was Dionysus, who last podcast or the podcast before, I had said I didn't really like him.
Yeah.
But yeah, his damage over time, the drunk effect or hangover effect, I want to say it's called. That one really carried me through the game because I was able to smack enemies and run away and let damage accumulate over time. Then, sneak in and smack them a couple more times, just let it slowly tinker away at their health. So
Yeah.
that was some fun cheese to accomplish.
Yeah, I love the Dionysus buffs a lot. Have you tried out his cast yet?
I have not done his cast.
I'm a real big fan of. I'm a real big fan of that one. You just throw out fart clouds.
Right.
I don't know if I'd really say any of the gods seem bad to me. Have you gotten to the final Olympian god yet? Have you got them all?
I don't think so. Maybe because I've just acquired Demeter.
Oh, okay, you're done. Demeter is the last. Demeter is an interesting one. At first, I didn't like her, but Demeter's got a wide variety of things she can do. Unsurprisingly for the goddess of seasons.
Very true.
What? I'm not too big on Zeus. I don't think I've got.
I'll be honest. Yeah. Aside from his cast and the lightning strikes you can acquire during a special, a lot of the boons that I've been offered haven't been very good. I got the one where if you dash when you're about to get hit, lightning will strike your foe. That one kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Because the lightning tends to miss a lot, I've discovered. There was a really good one, though. A very, very good one, where if you throw out your cast and it just is sitting outside and you don't have it in your inventory, lightning will just rain down upon your enemies for as long as it's out.
Oh.
So that was very good, and I abused the crap out of it on the boat ride in Asphodel. Yeah.
The good one I found for Zeus on my own one is chain lightning, where every time you throw out an attack, it chain lightnings off of that guy into his friends, and that one is brutal on the faster attacking weapons like the fists. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it. I'm pretty sure I got that one with the bow, so yeah.
Whoops.
That wasn't great.
Oh, have you seen Demeter's cast boon yet?
I have not. The only thing I've gotten from Demeter thus far is the freezing during your basic attacks.
Okay. Demeter, that one's pretty good because you can also get a boon that makes it where when he stacks up to 10 and they explode, and that's pretty good.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
I do like the sound of that.
And Demeter's cast, I don't want to spoil it for you because it's a fun one to just see, but Demeter's cast is like entirely different from any other cast in the game. It's just not even going for the same kind of thing. It's just like wholly different.
All right.
Yeah. And by the way, is it just me or does it seem like the easiest chaos boons are the ones where it's like, hey, just don't cast, asshole?
Yeah.
I've not taken
normally, until I get a boon with the cast, I usually forget the cast anyway. So.
It's once you get later on into Nyx's mirror, the vanilla cast gets better.
Yeah, cause I got that one upgrade where you do more damage to somebody if you put your cast inside them.
Yes.
So yeah, that has been what's the word? Not provoke. Encouraging. It has been encouraging me to start using the casts more.
Yeah,
so
Especially on bosses, I just immediately throw all 3 casts into them and then pound on them.
Yep.
It kind of makes you rethink some of the casts, though, because there are some of the casts that won't stick into people, like the Ares Blade Rift, that won't stick into people.
Yeah. Ares kind of sucks.
I like Ares'. Ares is good against crowds of enemies, but terrible against bosses.
Yep.
Dionysus is good. Dionysus is good against both, though, because it's static instead of moving, so you can have a general idea of where the boss is, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because a lot of the bosses are static.
Yes, the Hydra especially.
Mm-hmm.
Asterius is anything but Theseus is mostly pretty slow, thankfully.
Very true. Yeah. I actually had an easier time with Theseus than I did Asterius.
Really?
Yeah, shockingly enough. But it was in large part due to the Dionysus buff that I had, where it does damage over time.
That's probably a good one.
I was able to sneak behind him, smack him a couple times, and run away like a coward and just watch him die.
That's probably a pretty good one to have on him. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
By the way, can I go ahead and say
my day was made a lot easier with that buff.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you ran into the fucking Temple of Styx where the enemies do that to you, and it's like, oh no!
Yeah! Poison, what is this? I was not prepared.
Yeah, I remember I entered that first Styx room and killed the enemy and immediately went and drank the poison cure without knowing what it does. And I'm really lucky I did that, because the first time you drink that thing without being poisoned, Zagreus says, well, I wasn't poisoned, but okay. So I got to go in knowing that was the poison cure, but oh boy, if I didn't know that, that'd be fucking School of Hard Knocks right there.
Yeah. I went probably the first 2 chambers without knowing. So I would just walk through the door, and that's what would cure me of my poison. And then about halfway through, I was like, "Oh wait, these well things over here, those are cures." So yeah, I was a little bit slower to figure that one out. I cheese it pretty hard because at one point I was dying of poison and I couldn't find the fountain, so I would like dash, pause, look at the map beyond the menu, unpause, dash again, pause again, trying to find the stupid fountain. I was like, I don't want to die here. I will cheese this to oblivion.
All right. What was I going to say? Oh, I want to go ahead and say, I love that Theseus and Asterius, who were mortal enemies in life, in death are like, oh man, we're bros now.
Yeah.
And I love how many dialogues there are where, like, Theseus takes offense on Asterius' behalf without Asterius actually saying anything. And Zagreus just says, like, the most innocent things, and Theseus is just like, how dare you, sir? This is my friend! Like, you kind of imagine
Theseus is all things considered.
You kind of, like, imagine Theseus dashing over and, like, putting his hands over Asterius' ears. Don't let him hurt you, Asterius.
You are so beloved.
Yeah. Like, I as much as Theseus kicks my ass every time, I'm always happy to see him just because of the stupid dialogue he has. And you can't, like, you can tell he's kind of supposed to be an unlikable asshole, but he's in such a way that you love him for it.
Yeah.
It makes the Hydra kind of disappointing, because you get 3 bosses that all have great dialogue with Zagreus, and then you go to the Hydra, and Zagreus is just like, hi, giant snake thing, and the snake thing just roars in response.
Yeah, the Hydra has no personality, so that is a shame.
Yeah, but it's got like 30 different
personality is dripping from every faucet in that game, except for that boss encounter, so yeah.
Yep.
I wonder what the decision behind that was.
I imagine it just was, we need to have a boss at some point that is a classical Greek mythical monster.
You could have still imbued him with some sort of personality.
I guess, but the other thing is, like, have you noticed just how many different boss variations the Hydra has?
Yes, And there are allegedly physical differences, as Zagreus has commented on, but I tend to not notice them. There are some subtle differences, like some of their horns are curled as opposed to being just straight up pointy.
Yeah,
I
and they'll have
haven't
different
figured
colors.
out what head corresponds to what kind of attacks, though, so I'm still trying to learn that.
I have not either, no. All I figured out is sometimes the big Hydra head sprays out lots of arrows, sometimes it headbutts the ground 3 times instead of 1. And it's got more variations than that, but with the Hydra, I honestly just kind of go on autopilot.
Yeah, same here. As long as it's not the one that headbutts the ground multiple times, I'm usually good. But the headbutts are just my kryptonite. I'm not good at dodging those.
Unless you've got the bow and arrow, in which case you really want the one that headbutts the ground 3 times.
Indeed.
Then suddenly the one that shoots out lots of arrows becomes the problem. Alright. Oh, is it not the most painful thing in the world when you embed all your casts into the main Hydra head and then it turns invincible and just keeps them?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I've known that pain well.
Yeah, so one Artemis boon that I thought was trash the first couple times I took it. The first couple times I saw it, I just passed it up because I was like, what? That's useless. Then I had to take it one time because I think the game just forced it on me. The Artemis boon that makes it where casts pull out of their heads in half the time is fucking fantastic. Not only to cast more times, but Artemis has another boon that makes it where the casts do like a big explosion of damage whenever they fall out of people. So you just so you get those two boons together and suddenly you're dealing a shitload of damage just off vanilla casting.
Yeah, I've actually not gotten any of those boons yet. That's pretty wild.
I feel like Artemis and Poseidon are the least favorite ones of the game for me. They never give me Artemis or Poseidon. The game's favorite gods for me. The game loves Dionysus, it loves Athena, and it loves Demeter. Those are the three it always fucking gives me.
I usually get Aphrodite and Dionysus. And Hermes shows up a lot, but never in the first stages, because I don't think he's allowed to there. But in the second stage, it's like only Hermes and Dionysus.
Is Hermes not explain? Okay. If Hermes doesn't show up in Tartarus, that would explain why he gives a different item to you than the other gods do. Have you given Hermes Nectar yet?
I have. I've not checked out what he gave me, though.
Okay, so every other Olympian god gives you a charm that, if you have it equipped, makes him more likely to appear, right?
Right.
Hermes, for whatever reason, doesn't give you that. Instead, he just gives you a feather. And that feather makes it where every time you complete a room in like under 10 seconds, you gain 1% movement speed. And it just stacks and stacks and stacks.
Oh.
And I was confused, like, well, why does Hermes not give me one that makes him more likely to appear? But if he can't pop up in Tartarus, that would make sense.
Yeah. He's making it so that you can get faster to get to Asphodel faster, so you can actually meet up with him there.
Yeah, probably. Unless you get a really good god build, it's pretty much guaranteed the only times you'll complete a room in under 10 seconds are in Tartarus, so...
Very true.
Alright, anything else to say about Hades?
Not that I can think of. It's still a great game. I'm glad I spent the money on it, even though it cost a little bit more than it should have. But yeah, great game. I'm loving it. I've put in a lot of time with it. I will continue to put in more time with it. Game of the Year 2020.
Alright. And anything else this week?
Anything else? I saw the latest episode of WandaVision. And keep in mind, I've only seen one other episode from this one. I've seen a lot of complaints online that this was a not very plot-centric story episode. And a lot of people have really been wanting them to continue on with the plot, and they felt like this was filler. But it was a fantastic episode. If you were to watch only one episode from the series, I would watch that one because it didn't get me up to date with what the series has been doing, but it got me up to date with what has happened post in Infinity War or whatever the last one was.
Yeah.
Endgame. Infinity War and Endgame, and kind of catches you up into here's how everything has gone up to this point where this show starts, and here's why Wanda is more or less going crazy and altering reality. Here's how she can alter reality. Here's the why. And Vision actually has a fantastic line in this previous episode, which, quite frankly, rivals my love for even an android can cry.
Yeah.
So, if you haven't seen a GIF of it yet, you will. It's only a matter of time because the line is so incredible. It brings the inner self to tears. So yeah, I greatly enjoyed the episode yesterday. If I was unable to see anything else in WandaVision, I would be content knowing I saw that episode. So plots don't always need to move forward. Sometimes it's better to take a break and elaborate on characters, and that's what this episode did. So the rest of the internet can stop complaining. It was a work of art. 5 stars out of 4.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Anything else? Not that I recall.
Okay. Eddie, what you been up to this past week, man?
All right. Well, technically, I did play Guilty Gear Strive this week still, because the beta ended on like freaking Tuesday, and then freaking then Hibiki released. So I went from playing Giovanna, a character who is basically all mix-ups and all pressure, and if she doesn't have those, then she's dead. I went from playing Giovanna to playing Dan Hibiki, who is all mix-ups and all pressure. If he doesn't have that, then he's dead.
I've been hearing high praise for Dan. A lot of people saying he's one of the best Street Fighter V characters yet. Not just in
definitely. Dan,
one of the most
Dan
fun.
Is, yes, Dan is Shoto Q.
Oh.
So, like, you know, or not Q, G, right? Whatever, same character. But like, you know how G can freaking link his specials into each other really easily because of his additional meter and shit.
Yes.
Yeah, Dan can just do that with taunt canceling.
Yes, I saw that.
And yeah, I'm already freaking figuring out combos, and I'm not even good at the game, so.
I love that it's gone. The idea that the joke character has to be the worst character in the game. I vastly prefer Dan when he's actually viable. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
Same
I
with
prefer Dan
Sean.
when I prefer Dan when he's fun to play. First
Yeah.
things first. Everything else can come after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so far I've been able to figure out a couple of, well, it's Street Fighter, so you're not figuring out different combos, you're figuring out different endings. Really. Because like every combo
I don't know,
start...
man. I saw a crazy Urian combo on Twitter the other day. And it didn't even include Aegis Reflector.
I mean, usually you're not finding like different combo starters, or when you are, it's really only like, I don't know, 4 of them.
Yeah.
If even that. Like Dan has, so far from what I've found out, Dan has 2, I want to say, because he has the Rio punches, and if you EX that, then that's a combo starter.
I noticed.
And he has Shoryu, just straight up Shoryu.
His Shoryu juggles?
No, but you can freaking FADC it on startup, and then it does.
Oh, I see.
Yes, that's how I've been doing my combos. Freaking, there was something else that could do it, but I'm forgetting it. I just figured that one out. Bloody hell. Oh shit. Whatever.
Can
Yeah?
he air taunt out of Shoryu?
Yes, he can air taunt and ground taunt out of Shoryu.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's It's really funny. But yeah, so like, like how Gadoken works really well. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah,
Am I am I just using both of the ripoff freaking Hadoken names? I feel like I am. Like I feel like Ryo Sakazaki uses Haokens and then uses Gadokens.
Dan's
What the hell is
are Godokins, but I want to say how Godokin is the super variant.
ah?
Excuse me.
So yeah, like Dan has stupid Guilty Gear bullshit basically because of taunt cancels and also just how his retrigger works because it's on one bar, so you get it really fast. So you can just build a combo around. Hey, I'm gonna show you the guy. Taunt cancel out of the Shoryu so that I can hit him with the taunt, and the taunt I can cancel the taunt with the Haogadoken, and then if I buffer the dash, then dash is out of the freaking Haogadoken's recovery, so I can continue. And the thing is, if you do a super after that, if you do Den's Changoku Satsu, then you don't even need to dash cancel. That's the best part. You just do the input, and because the Haogadoken freaking changes people's gravity for some reason. Because of that, you have enough time to input the super input, and you can just catch them on the freaking way down.
Oh.
Yeah. That shit, like, depending on who you're fighting, obviously, but that shit does 50%. 40, I think it's between the two.
I've not heard of a combo that does that much damage in Street Fighter 5.
I mean, Akuma sextuple wheel shotguns used to do that much, but then they nerfed it because, well, obviously you're not supposed to do that much damage.
Yeah.
Shit, don't. But yeah, like freaking that combo just using V trigger 2 with Akuma used to deal, I think, like between 30 and 50%. I forget how much. Now it does 30 more or less. So yeah.
Okay.
And then this one depending on, like, if you want to waste the full super bar for the super, then it does, I think, like 35 and 50, somewhere like there. But you can get pretty close if you waste 1 or 2 bars for EX moves instead.
Yeah.
It really is just a thing of, like, if it kills, if you need just 30% to actually win the match, then you might as well go for the style because you can. But yeah, I've been doing a couple rounds with Dan, in survival. Not survival. Maybe it is survival. Yeah, it is. I think. Whatever. Street Fighter 5's modes
Yeah.
aren't. But yeah, so I did a couple of quick rounds in that with him, and he's fun. I mean, there's only so much variety you can get out of a combo because it is still Street Fighter 5, and yeah. Big combo isn't what we're here for usually, but it's like it's actually that is something I should point out, I guess, how because of taunt canceling, Dan has dashes, like better dashes than everyone else, because the taunts, the ground taunts, are also rolls, and they're not invincible rolls. But if you do a Gadoken and then cancel it, literally as it leaves Dan's hand, Dan rolls with the Gadoken, and he goes farther, and he actually hits people in the shins, and the Gadoken disappears. And it's a really good mix-up. People don't see it. It's a good way to keep on pressure, and the thing is, if you press back when you cancel, then you can also use it as keep away. There's a lot of stupid rolly bullshit in freaking footsies for them to be found out by me. People who are better at the game are probably already know it, but you know, that ain't me. So yeah, but that is fun.
I always thought it was weird with Dan that, like, Dan's supposed to be the really lame, stupid Shoto, but because he's copying SNK moves, and SNK moves are usually a bit more over the top than Capcom moves, it winds up turning out, for at least for me, and it feels like a lot of other new players, Dan often feels like the coolest Shoto.
And I don't know. It depends. Like, he's definitely the best Shoto in this game because, I mean, you have Ryu, who is just white bread. You have Ken, who is banana hair and feet. and you have Akuma who has been gutted. So basically, like half his kit is gone.
Heh.
So it's not hard to go up against those three and just look better when you actually have options to do shit. But it's good that they actually gave them the options to do shit at least.
Heh. More options would definitely benefit that game, which I hear that the balance patch has actually added a lot of options. Like, I hear Alex isn't a meme anymore.
Yeah, Alex isn't a meme anymore. Blanca got buffed because Ono's spirit is ever so strong. I actually don't know if Blanca got buffed. I know that the AI is a lot more aggressive now, but
Heh.
I actually don't know if the character has been buffed.
I mean, if the AI was not playing Blanca aggressively, then the AI wasn't playing Blanca properly at all.
Yeah.
I hear Ryu went straight from the bottom of the tier list to the top.
I have not played Ryu, so I don't know.
Something about like
All of
now
us-
that V trigger 2 of his, that V skill 2 of his that was crap for so long is actually now really good because he can combo off it or something.
Maybe. I haven't really heard much about SF5 actually. Funnily enough. Yeah.
They definitely buffed the donkey kick as well, so Ryu may be a bit of a combo meister now.
Ah. Maybe he can get 2 hits instead of 1
Yeah.
off of the donkey kick. I mean,
Yeah.
that's still an improvement. Not much of 1, but still 1.
Hmm.
But yeah.
I heard even the characters that got nerfed, people were like, they actually made some changes that I like anyways. Like, Guile got nerfed pretty hard. But he still got buffs in some categories, so even Guile players walked away like, I'm still pretty happy with this.
Yeah, I have yet to find the actual patch notes, and I don't, like... I could play Akuma, but I've played enough Akuma in Street Fighter 5 to not want to play Akuma in Street Fighter 5 for now. I love Akuma. And you know that. That's actually kind of why I don't want to play him in Street Fighter 5. Because it hurts.
Yeah. Well, Ono's gone, so Street Fighter 6 has a pretty good chance of actually being good.
Yeah.
And I mean, Street Fighter 5 is good. It just took a long time to get there, and it's still far from perfect, you know?
Oh no, I just had an idea. What if bloody hell. What if freaking like they do the big reveal for Marvel 4. I'm freaking messing even the meme up. Bloody hell. But yeah, what if they reveal Marvel 4, but then there's a double reveal. It's actually Marvel versus Capcom versus SNK. Just whatever. Just do it. Why not? Wolverine versus Rugel Bernstein.
I feel like the problem with bringing SNK in is that Capcom has loads of stuff that isn't Street Fighter for them to bring in. What the fuck can SNK bring in?
I did. I bought to say basically at the same time. I wanted to say both Guilty Gear and Metal Gear, and that neither of those are freaking Metal Slug.
Yeah. Yeah, Metal Slug. I'm excited to see Mars people. Are you?
Yeah, Mars people.
You know,
Talk like people. Talk like Mars.
I am so sick of Mars people that if they suggested a Marvel vs. Capcom vs. SNK, but it included Mars people, I'd rather just not have the game at all. Out of spite, motherfucker!
But think of all the Hawamaru we could get from freaking Sam Show 2 in this game as well, because we're not getting new Hawamaru.
Yeah. Hawamaru in a fucking hyper game would just be nonsense.
Yeah. Hawamaru gets Cloud Strife's sword to compensate for him not being able to air dash.
Nah.
He has become the screen.
Oh,
But
what
yeah.
Anything else?
Well, yes. So, I guess we move on with stuff.
Not unless you got something else to say about Street Fighter 5.
Not really.
Okay.
So it's been a while since. Well, okay, I spent a lot of well, it was a good bit of last week actually. I wanted to just say yesterday, but it's actually been the last week. Huh. But yeah, I spent a good chunk of time just drawing to practice shit and all that. And I figured, hey, I haven't drawn Sonic in like 3 months, so
Yeah. Oh.
so there that is.
Ha! The one on the left is pretty good. The one on the right, I don't know what the fuck is going on with him.
That's Crackhead Emerald Gremlin Shadow.
What's up with his shoes?
That's the way his shoes are. That actually is how his shoes are.
Yeah. So the Sonic on the right there looks like he's gonna pitch the Chaos Emerald at me.
Well, I mean, but I didn't plan on drawing Shadow, and I draw the Sonic, and I just zoomed out, and I was like, yes, this piece is called Sonic judges you for your search history. And then Shadow happened,
Yeah.
and then I don't know what's with the picture, but yeah. And I like how angular his spikes turned out, edgy.
Very edgy.
But yeah, the worst part is the shoes are actually like 80% correct. I'm pretty sure. I'm looking that up. Yes, 80% correct. That's way too close. Here's Shadow before he started selling the emeralds for crack. And
Oh,
then after.
That's
Yes,
Shadow!
that's Shadow.
Okay, I thought that was Sonic the whole time. I was like, what the fuck, man?
I always forget that his big spike is pointing downwards because it's stupid. It should point up. I mean, if Sonic's all of Sonic's spikes point down, then to me it makes sense that all of Shadow's would point up because he's Virgil. All right, I'll get rid of those. Keep things tidy around here. So I did that.
You are so aggressive with deleting your own art. It's incredible.
I don't know. That's basically all I can say about it. I don't know. There's just things that I'm not sure about. Like, freaking, I put my name in some of the sketches and shit that I make just because Ping does it. It's like, because I don't know. Like, to me, it still doesn't feel like I draw good enough for people to steal it. So I don't see any good reason to. But then I do it because why not? So yeah, then I get this is a slow segue, I guess, over to another thing that's still drawing related. So, once again, I've redesigned my persona a slight bit, not enough, just a small bit, but this matters because I actually instead of just doing like a full body or just the head like I usually do, I was like, you know what, it feels like a fun idea to try and do the thing, like try to actually imitate a style or something, like, or at least like a posing. So I went with my main source of inspiration, Street Fighter Alpha.
Yeah.
And here's a real screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, the freaking the jacket looks like shit without shading. I should have fixed that.
The face,
Yeah.
is it supposed to look like that?
Yeah, why?
The alpha win post perspective is so weird. Like,
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
his face just looks like kind of off. Like his like the mouth is like a little too to the left. Like he looks like kind of he's got a broken nose, but instead of his nose, it's like the entirety of like his muzzle?
Yeah. Well, that's because I don't look at freaking references of wolves, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to stumble my way through this, through freaking figuring out how to draw that shit. And it's partially that, and partially also that usually when I draw my Zona, it's like it's in a view where you can see both of the sides, so the freaking the side fur, I don't know what to call it, like the freaking the thing that comes off of the mouth that fizzes out. You can see both sides. In this one, I chose not to because it wouldn't make sense from the perspective.
Yeah.
So I had to figure out how to accommodate that, and I might have overcompensated for the size of where the face for the size of the face words.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Alright.
I actually think that the face turned out pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah,
Anything else?
yeah. So after I made this, which I'm gonna get rid of because whatever, it's a habit. But yeah, so after I made that, well, my niece saw. So so she was like, "Hey, draw me as a wolf." Shit. You know what? I really hope that she grows out of it. There's a chance that she won't because I didn't. But and then she's a lot like me, too much like me. But I'm really hoping for her sake that she'll grow out of it.
Yeah.
But you know, I obliged because whatever. I didn't want to be an asshole. And that happened. Oh yeah, that's a third drawing. Let's see if I can find it. Because in that picture, she was like, "Hey, draw like a dead animal," and I was like, "No." I didn't instead draw a bunny being caught. And considering I made this in like 15 minutes, not even that, in like 10 minutes, this turned out pretty good. Yeah, that's a cute as bunny. Anyway. Yeah. So that. And now we get onto the other stuff. That's tangentially related, but I actually don't know. Whatever. So here's I'm forgetting the proper name for it. The poetic question or whatever, like the ones you're not supposed to answer. What are those called?
Rhetorical questions.
Yeah, rhetorical question. Here's a rhetorical question. Y'all ever just wake up to like your unconscious body hunting? So
I have no idea what that means.
So if I needed further proof, like I knew already, but if I needed further proof, then I wouldn't need to look past more than the fact that sometimes I wake up, not just do it or like get the urge. I literally wake up in the morning to my body doing weird dog shit because my unconscious makes me do it.
Okay.
Yeah. And so on Sunday, when we recorded Strive, and I remember it because it was the day we recorded Strive. On Sunday, I woke up just literally in pouncing position, like you know how a freaking like a fox or a wolf would jump on a rabbit, and that like after I actually freaking after movement happened and all that, like after I actually like woke up and analyzed the footage, I actually understood the information of what just went down. That was the first thing that came to me, like that description exactly of like a freaking animal pouncing on a rabbit, specifically a rabbit. And then I thought about it a bit more, and that's a funny thing to get stuck on, because here's the thing. So when I woke up to be pouncing on something, I pounced on my pillow. My pillow has a Playboy pillowcase because my family thought that it was really funny to buy the Virgin Playboy pillowcase, which has the Playboy logo on it, which is a rabbit. So for some reason, while sleeping, my freaking brain went, "Hey, your pillow is a rabbit now because it has a rabbit on it. You're a wolf." Hunt.
Well, that is peculiar.
Yeah. So if I needed any more freaking ways to know that I'm at least somewhat delusional about all this, then I wouldn't need to look further. But hey, I already knew. Pink can tell you. But yeah,
Anything else this week?
yeah. So related to all that, I guess. Well, how do I put all of these together? I really need to start writing the freaking all of this shit down in a way that makes sense for conversation to flow. I will never do it. I'll just keep complaining that I don't do it, but I will never do it.
For a little bit, I tried
But
to
yeah.
write down what I did over the course of the week, and I found it didn't really help that much. I
But
figured
yeah,
if I
because
couldn't,
sometimes
if I
yeah,
couldn't
go ahead.
remember it, then I figured it wasn't important.
Yeah, for me the issue isn't remembering the stuff. It's the making it flow into each other seamlessly.
Oh, that ain't gonna work. That's not how your week goes.
Yeah.
You can't give us the entire fucking 24-hour day-by-day breakdown.
But yeah, I know, but I'm talking about like just small things that are worth a mention, but not like don't need a lot of explanation. That I could make it flow into each other better if I actually wrote it down, maybe.
Yeah.
Because like for example, like my family was real good on the uptake on just like accepting this whole furry shit, I guess, or whatever. Like if I that's the thing that I actually originally wanted to freaking flow into me saying that I'm concerned about my niece ending up like me, because like she a couple of years ago she bought like a wolf magnet from the zoo. And now that wolf magnet sits separately because now it's a picture of uncle, and uncle is a lone wolf, so it needs to be alone.
Admit,
It would be
Addie,
go ahead.
she's a kid. She doesn't fully understand what's going on here.
Yeah, I know. I know. I mean, it would be like the thing is like it's a cute thing and it's endearing, but at the same time, like, yeah.
Yeah.
uh, Another thing that is related, and this is the worst one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have noticed with a lot of this shit, like the waking up to doing weird talk shit, like there's a lot of things that I don't necessarily have a problem with for now. I may have problem with it later if it becomes worse, but with how much of it's shown, I don't really have a problem with it. But because of how much I've repressed myself, and how, but basically I have a mechanism that I set up like years ago, where whenever I see something that just could be, not is, just could be problematic, I just shut that shit down, and that would be good if it only shut shit down that actually like is bad.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. And so basically, because of I don't know what to call it, years of self abuse. I don't know. But like because of that, whenever I feel something that I'm not used to, or I do something that's slightly weird, my like I do a small freak out, and then like freaking the part of me that made me feel that way, or that made me do that thing, like leaves for a day or two, and I just feel bad.
Oh.
Yeah. So I need to find a way to shut that down. And most recently, okay, so here's where we get to the bad part. So
What the fuck is that clicking noise?
Pink's practicing Dan combos right now.
I'm sorry.
Eh.
It's a pen.
But yeah, so because like I don't know how to freaking say it, but like like consciously I'm fine with furry shit now. Like I'm we'll see how far he tries to go, and I will know where I will want to stop. So
Yeah.
like if it gets to that, then I'll freaking stop myself, and it probably won't get to that. But like whenever I notice something from a pattern around furry shit, I just go into this thing of small freak out, shut down, and then for the next 2 or 3 days, just freaking depression again, and that's bad.
Yeah.
And most recently, that was because of a picture that I'm gonna post as a part of a meme because I'm not searching this shit up. But apparently, this is a picture from a French, like orange juice, orange soda. I don't know. People are saying conflicting things about it. Ed, it's called Orangina.
Oh no.
Yeah, you've probably seen the picture.
I've
I'm
not,
gonna
but the
put it-
name doesn't sound good.
I'm hoping this works. I'm gonna put it in a spoiler, so y'all can review it to yourselves. And then, oh, does that not work? No, it does not work. It used to work. Why does it not work now? Okay,
Okay.
whatever. I'm not gonna put it in a spoiler then. You just have to freaking live with it. There you go. So, answer me this. Why is that cat hot?
So this is French, right?
Yes! Pink left.
So
Pink.
if you
Look
ever
at
need
those-
to ask the question of like what is too far, just check how far the French have gone. And congrats, you
Yeah.
found too far.
But like most recently, like 3 days ago actually, because that's when this was posted, because I have the thing open. Freaking 3 days ago, I went through this thing of why is that cat hot? Why is that cat hot? I'm not even into cat people. Look, I have my own things.
It's
Cats are
it's
not
a
one of them.
freaky
Why
clay
is
thing.
Yes, but still, that registered as hot. Why did it register as hot?
Well, there's a difference between actually finding something attractive versus being like, oh yeah, someone was supposed to find this attractive.
But that's the
Which,
thing. I don't know if I find this thing attractive. Like,
well, if you don't know, then you probably don't.
Soon came online just to see the freaking punk of a cat. I hope he joins voice chat and screams.
It's a JoJo meme, so I think he'd have bigger problems. I can tolerate the weird furry thing, the weird furry cat muscular man, but I can't tolerate this JoJo. There will be no JoJo in my dojo.
Yeah, sometimes it would be a lot easier if I work like normal people did, so I could actually figure out the shit that I find hot like for real, and not just like try to guess what's a joke and what's not. It would be really useful sometimes, like this. But I freaking don't, so I get to go on freaking small freakouts, and then I get to have depression for 2 days.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
I don't want to look at that anymore. Look, I can only spend so much time looking at Buff Cat. I switch tabs so I can close the freaking Reddit, and the post I see is just a 3-word post that says, "This worries me." Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh man.
So yeah, and I'm slowly getting more used to the new norm and all that, but like the shit that I just put on freaking like the shit I put on passive cooldown until I figure it out.
Passive abilities don't have cooldowns, Addy. Come on.
But yeah, but I don't know what to call it, because I just put shit on the back burner and just hope that it figures, like, hope that something happens that it will just go away.
I think that even if you do have
yeah.
those kinds of feelings about that sort of thing, like, I do think you wouldn't really particularly act on them, because there is kind of a line, that gets drawn there.
Yeah. I mean, the difference is for me, and I don't know if we've discussed this specifically, but I have thought about this a lot because you have to draw the line. But like the difference is for me is that, well, for one, I don't actually think about the sex part because that's when things get bad. we don't want to think about that. But like we think about the implications of it, but not the actual mechanics, because no, it's better not to think about the freaking twisted cat penis or whatever. Oh no, it's barbed. It's dogs that have them twisted, right?
Corkscrew.
Yeah, corkscrew.
And do not read up on the evolutionary reasons for that thing's existence, because it's kind of horrifying.
Oh, I know.
It will make you hate ducks.
Ducks brought to you by Zeus.
Did you know all ducks are rapists? Anyways.
Even some dolphins. In fact, they have annual rape-offs to prove who is better.
Yes, but according to John McAfee, one cannot rape a whale.
The hole is too big.
Is John McAfee out of prison yet? I wonder.
I don't know. I don't particularly want to know, but yeah.
How does one run a Twitter account from prison, anyways? I assume it's for good behavior.
Maybe. Does it work like a phone call?
Maybe.
I wonder if he's really depressed since now he's in prison. He can't get impoverished women from the Caribbean to shit in his mouth anymore. Anyways, who wants McAfee antivirus?
But yeah, so like for me to go back to the topic so we can actually close it off. Freaking like for me the line is drawn out like for me there's a scale. Like on one end of the scale you just have a straight up person, like a normal human. On the other end you just have like a dog, like just a normal dog that exists in this world. You don't want to like. Okay, they nearly came out wrong. Okay, you don't want to go. You don't want to be like at the dog side, and and if the scale exists, you're probably not at the human side.
Yeah.
But like for me, the scale goes from like the middle to like 75%. Like the things that I can like are mostly human people that look like animals, or like they have a lot of animal features. Or like very stretching it things like Danzaburo, where it's an animal on its hind legs that's intelligent, but that's stretching it. I don't want to think about that shit. Leave it. You take it away.
That would also be a very unrealistic standard unless you cut your legs off below the knees.
Yeah, I mean there's a difference between the standard for the things that I would like that way and the things I would look for in people. I don't even know what I would look for in people. Freaking psychology degree.
Considering your view on this whole thing, I wouldn't look for that in people at all.
I mean, yeah.
Because I mean, the way you describe it, it makes it sound like this is a thing you plan on eventually not so much doing anymore. You're kind of just experimenting here, and if you're just experimenting here, then you don't want to commit. You know?
Yeah. I mean, my plan right now is, well, my goal rather, because I don't really have a plan, because plans are made to fall apart. We do things by the steps. That's the way that we make sure the plan doesn't fall apart.
It hasn't stopped me before.
True. But yeah, like my goal in after all this is that
they say make plans and God laughs. Well, I'm a goddamn comedian.
But yeah, like for me the goal is to be in a place where I can, well, the best way I can put it, I guess, is that I can wear the suit once I'll have it, and like I can do this whole furry thing, but I don't have to. And that's the wording makes the big difference here, because right now if I want to behave in the way that I want to behave, then I have to do this furry thing, because that's just the only way that I can goad myself to do it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get how it works, but it works. It's a coping mechanism, I guess, or I don't know what the proper freaking terminology for it is, because I don't have a PhD in psychology. But like, it's like I'm trying to use this, like it came up anyway, so I'm just trying to use this as a way to actually like get something good out of it for my life.
Yeah.
And then if it sticks around, then it sticks around. Then I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Well, I guess I can drop the thing of like I did lose 60 pounds already. So hey,
Fuck.
yeah. It's been 2 months, and 40 of those were in the first one because I got lazy. But hey,
That is a
yeah.
lot of progress.
Not enough, honestly. Like, not enough for me, because right now my steps are to work out a lot, so that I can look good in the fursuit, and then make the fursuit, and then just keep working out at a pace where I will keep my shape, but I won't freaking kill myself.
Ah.
Yeah, because like right now I'm working out at home with my mom, and my mom was also the person who came up with the training regimen for when I needed to lose, like, I don't remember how much it was, but when I was 7 or whatever, around there, like 5 to 7, I had to lose a lot of weight for health reasons, and I've lost all of that weight in like half a year. Like I
Jesus.
think yeah, I think it was like a freaking, I think it was 100 pounds back then as well.
Has your mom considered working as a fitness trainer?
She hasn't talked about it, and she probably wouldn't be able, well, freaking, she words. So a lot of her workout regimen rests on just working out and not actually the eating part, because you need fat to work fat off.
Yeah.
So yeah, she probably wouldn't agree with a lot of what like food science says and shit like that.
Yeah.
Maybe like 10 years ago. But yeah, so yeah, she has a really like intensive training regimen that we did back then, and we're basically just doing that now, but worse, like
Yeah.
just even harsher. But hey, it has its good sides as well, because well, I did lose 60 pounds already, and I am able to do push-ups now for the first time in my life. So
All right.
yeah. It's not even the shitty ones that I did last month, like, because I've never been able to support my weight enough to do push-ups for whatever reason, I don't know. But like, yeah. And last month I was able to start pulling it off, but I don't know, like, only I can only freaking describe shit in percentages. Why? But
Hmm.
okay, so you know how far you're supposed to go down with a push-up. I could go I like 20% of that, and now I can go like 70, and that's progress for, I don't know, like 3 weeks, I'd say.
All right.
And that is all I've done.
All right. And on my end, let's see. I have not really done anything worth talking about, come to think of it. Let me check what Steam says I've done recently. Steam will know. Steam knows everything.
Ah, yes.
So I haven't really done anything.
Oh, no.
So I mentioned it before the recording, but I'll mention it again because it's kind of funny. I finally went through and completed god builds in the god builder for every god in Smite. And it was while I was making Zhongqui's god build, who is, by the way, the last god that you'll god build because his name starts with a Z, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It occurred to me, Soon once said it's really hard to build Zhongqi. I should ask him about it. And I was, like, referencing him for items, and one of the ones I said was, so I went ahead and put Stone of Binding on Zhongqi, because he seems like a fairly crowd control heavy guy. And Soon was kind enough to tell me, Stone of Binding is one of the worst items in the game. It's a meme item. I was like, well, would you believe I put it on almost every Guardian? So I'm having to go through now and redo a lot of the god builds, and boy, those first, 20 I did were like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Nice.
I built some weird bullshit on some of those characters, man. The other thing, I haven't really done anything else this week, but I can bring up something I've done over the past couple weeks, but forgot to bring up. And this one will probably just be a real quick one. But have been playing through Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 with the family. Did shell out for the DLC. We went in, unlocked Punisher, and as soon as we went into the challenge to unlock Blade, it just kicked our asses, and we were like, alright, I guess we'll be back later.
Yeah, those challenge sessions are no joke.
Yeah. And like the X-Men one, it just starts off in the rough place. So it's okay,
Yep.
great. I don't get to unlock those.
Yep.
The game is definitely getting the game varies wildly in terms of difficulty. I've noticed that. Sometimes it's just a farce. Sometimes it just annihilates your asshole.
Yep.
That camera is the fucking worst.
Yep.
It might be the worst camera I've ever seen in a video game, and that's saying something.
And it's competing with MUA1.
Yeah.
That camera wasn't all that good either.
No. Yeah, trying to handle 4 players on the same screen when the screen actually has to move through a consistent level. Turns out that's kind of rough.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. With that said, we're still having fun. One thing that I found was really funny was when you get to the Dormammu's dimension and you open up that portal and Ghost Rider comes out for no adequately explained reason other than fuck it, it's Ghost Rider.
Right.
And I found it funny. My entire family popped for Ghost Rider. And I had to remind myself, oh right, there was the Nicolas Cage movie. Ghost Rider is not just some obscure asshole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, everybody pop for Nick Cage. The bees.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, we'll all we all agree that the Ghost Rider movie was pretty bad, but Ghost Rider is just such an iconic, cool guy design that my family pops for him regardless.
Yeah.
I don't remember the movie, so
Yeah.
I don't know about the movie.
Don't blame you. What else was there that I wanted to say? I love that we did get to unlock Punisher because I'm now just playing him entirely. And it's fucking hilarious. Because by now, like, my sister is playing Miles Morales, my dad is playing Ghost Rider, my mom is playing Doctor Strange. And, like, we got 2 cosmic almost gods. And we got fucking electric invisible Spider-Man. Then we gotta do it with guns. I love how they recognized that.
Right in.
I love how they recognized that Punisher was going to look goofy just being a guy with guns, so they tried to make him go over the top as hard as possible. So his heavy attack is just shooting you with an M16 and a fucking deagle at the same time.
Yeah. I need to go back and play that some more because I actually haven't put in a lot of time with the what was that one called? The Marvel
Curse
Knights
of the Vampire.
DLC. Curse of the Vampire. I haven't really put in much time with any of those characters.
Oh,
I
how are you
played
not
a lot
hyped up to
with the
play
X-Men.
Mobius?
Oh, I don't think I've unlocked Mobius yet.
Yeah.
Mobius. Yeah, I don't believe I've unlocked Morbius. I think I've got Punisher and Blade, and No, I definitely have Moon Knight, so maybe I have unlocked Morbius, unless he's a final boss, which would, yay Morbius.
Yeah, if it's called
He's
Curse of the
final boss.
Vampire, he's almost certainly the final boss.
He was the final boss to promote Jared Leto. Not even the movie, just Jared Leto.
And
Oh man.
I gotta ask, the roster screen expands massively after you get the DLC. Am I incorrect in thinking like there's like 2 versions of Doctor Doom?
There's only one, I want to say.
Oh, right, the DLC unlocks Infinity Thanos, doesn't it?
Yes.
Also, I cannot find for the life of me where Cyclops and Colossus are unlocked.
They were added in a basic Infinity Rift, I want to say. So, like, maybe in that first or second Infinity Rift, you will have to play through that, and they'll be in the final stage.
Okay.
If that makes sense. But yeah,
Okay.
they don't have their special side story or anything like that. They're in the basic game.
Yeah, the same way you unlock all the DLC characters.
Right.
Okay. What else is there in particular that I want to say? The game does seem like it's going to get rather grind heavy later on, especially to try and get through the Infinity Rifts.
Yes.
Is there any way to like build up those tokens to build up the little lab skill trees any faster that you noticed?
Not that I've noticed. It's definitely worth googling though, because I have not googled it. And I would hope there's a way to kind of speed up the process, because nobody likes grinding. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Alright. That's pretty well the extent of what I've done this week then, so I believe we can call that a podcast. Addy, say bye.
Bye.
Oh.